Hey guys, I just wanted to make an example today of Enum, which became part of the Python standard library in version 3.4. And I thought the best way to do it was doing object-oriented playing cards. Let's first let's create a file. It could be anything. And we'll use Enum from the Enum. From Enum import Enum auto. Now here I'm using auto because for my purposes, we don't really need an actual value of these. Say like 2 is less than 3, ace is like the highest. Because a lot of games, there are a lot of games that maybe the values might be different, but because I have this in order, it actually does generate diamonds equals ones, clubs equals twos, hearts equals three, and spades equals four, and 2 equals 1, 3. And all it really matters is that 2 is less than 3. And because we did it in this order, it'll actually auto generate values that way. Now let's create a playing card class and call it card. And we'll do an init. And we'll pass in a suite and the type of suites and value is the type of value. And all I really want to do is assign self.suite equals the suite value that we passed in, and self.value equals the value that we passed in. I know that I want to check whether or not the suite and value are actually one of these enums. So what I'd like to do is use the getters and setters of Python, and we'll call this one suite because I just want to do I just want to access the values by using the dot operator here, and we'll return self dot underscore suite. And I do this because it's the usual convention for variables that are private or properties that are private. Note that self dot underscore suite doesn't actually exist yet. Let's put our getters together. Now let's do our setters. Suite.setter. And this will take a value of suite. And here I wanted to assign self.underscore suite. So this is where we actually set the values. But I want to take advantage of this setter right here and do some conditional logic. So if the suite that we passed in is not in suite, the enum, I wanted to raise an exception. So it'll go ahead and raise an exception and it won't even create the class instance. Let's do a value.setter, and this will be called value. Oops. Do this the same. If value is not in value, the enum, raise an exception. Otherwise, I want it to assign to underscore value, sweet, or underscore value, sorry. And if you see right here, self.sweet actually is using the setter right here, because our actual property is underscore value. I am actually calling this, and I am actually calling this here. And the great thing about Python is that you don't really have to call this as the method. You can actually do a you can actually just do the equals assignment right here. I want to add one more thing here, and this is just for later when we're testing it out. I don't really care about this. All I want to do is return a format string that says card is self.value of self.value.sweet. So what it'll generate is card 12, well, there's no 12, a card 2 of diamonds, or card ace of spades. Now let's create a deck of cards. Let's do the init. Shouldn't even do this. And what I want to do is I want to create a list of cards using our sweet and value, and this is how we access and create an instance of this card. Init, sweet, and value. And I want to do a list comprehension, go through all the sweets and go through all the values, and let's do a representation again. And I want our output to be equal to so I already have this written out, so I kind of already know what I want, and all I want is to go through the list of all the cards, and I want them to be joins, but I also want it to split on every card. I want it to have a new line in between every card here. Now, let's see. Let's go Python. Let's import. We'll go ahead and import all these from app. Imports. We want sweets. We want value. We want card. We want deck. Okay, so let's go and create a deck. We actually didn't need all of these because basically deck uses them all. But if you wanted to look at them, they're available for you to do. Say like I want card 1 equal to card, and the first one we take is the suite of diamonds, and value of 2. So card 1. So this representation is actually defined here. Let's see here, right here. Card of self value of self suite. So card 2 of diamonds. Now let's create a deck. I'm going to call this deck equals deck. And it doesn't require anything. All right, we'll go deck. Okay, so it does show them all. But I just wanted to make sure that it generated 52 cards. So let's just get the len of our deck dot cards, and we're just accessing this list here, and there are 52. Okay, cool. That worked. And this is like a really good way of, like creating a deck of cards, I guess. All right, thank you.